Alright, hello and welcome people back to Katawa Shoujo. I just recorded a nice quick update video, although I don't think the video itself was very quick. So without further ado, I've got about an hour, 7 minutes, probably less than an hour overall. So I'm going to record a nice amount of, a small amount, medium, whatever, some kind of amount of Katawa Shoujo. And as I recall, me and Hanako went into town to look at books or something. So yeah, let's get back onto it, shall we? Before long we were before one of the bookshops Lily and I passed during our search. What kind of self-respecting bookshop closes on Saturdays? Bookshops don't make much money anymore because of the internet. Maybe they just had to close over weekends. She seems pretty knowledgeable about technology. I guess it's a pursuit that would lend itself well to someone who enjoys solitude. I guess that makes sense. It's easy to find books online anyway. It looks like this idea is shot. Anything else you'd like to do? If it's not a bother, could you show me where you bought my present? Sure, not a problem. It's not far from here. I head off in the direction of the store, only half sure of its exact location. I don't want a repeat of the last time, spending half the day walking around aimlessly. Here we are, Othello's Antiquities. It's small. Well, yes, it took Lily and I some time to find it. Can we go in? I don't see why not, it's open. Hanako pushes through the door and enters before me. Once again, the store is empty, save for the store owner. His face drops a little when he sees me in. Wait. Oh, you're not here for a return, are you? Wait, that's not the girl you had with you last time? No, we're not here to return anything. We just in town and wanted to have another look in here. The store owner considers this for quite a long time. I guess he's not used to high school students coming to his shop on a regular basis. Might this be the friend you brought God, I'm screwing up already. Might this be the friend you bought gifts for? Yeah, that's right. They were presents for her. The store owner turns to Hanako, who freezes on the spot, like a deer caught in headlights. He moves to address her, but stops before doing so, looking a little taken aback. He catches himself staring and looks to the side, addressing his indirectness. His expression is awkward and tense, as is his entire body. I want to be mad at him, but I know full well that I had the same instinctive reaction when I first saw her. First surprise, then curiosity, then an awkward look after, as I dealt with what I'd seen. Hanako looks less panicked than before, but I think the feeling she's giving off now is worse. It's not anger, not or annoyance. If anything, it's one of apology. You're lucky there, young lady, to have friends that care about you as much as they do. Thank you. If I hadn't spent so much time with Hanako, I wouldn't have even realized that she had said anything. Then again, the store's owner's mum was hardly clear either. That's thanks in part to being directed away from us, I think. Hanako strikes out into the store, gazing in wonder at the various items on display. She finds the doll section and spends lingering minutes studying each and every one. It's a side of Hanako I've only barely been introduced to. I was astonished when Lily said she liked dolls, even more so to find her collection sitting on her dresser. She looked a little better now than that. She's distracted and out of the store owner's sight, but I still quite put off by the whole experience. God, I'm not doing good at all now, am I? I might have my own problems, but I've never had strangers react to me like that, as if I was something completely alien to them. This is a nice shop. Yes, not what I expected. Do you want to buy something? I didn't bring any money. Well, we can always come again. Now that I know where to find it, that is. We can? Of course, we can come here as often as you like. Thank you. You don't need to thank me. I almost forgot where this place was. I don't really think either of us completely believe in what we're saying, but rather we're repeating what we think we would say. Can we come Can we go back to school now? Sure thing, let's go. As we leave for the bus stop, I see the store owner peek through the curtain at the back of the bookshop. That's not cool. I'm not sure what that glance he gave to her says. It feels a bit weird, and the fact that Hanako didn't see it is both a relief and a bit frustrating. Hanako and I stop walking. Once we reach the concrete area between the dormitory buildings, there are barely a word said between us on the way back from the city. Well then, goodbye. Do you want to have some tea or something? How about a game? Hanako shakes her head embarrassingly. I'm tired, maybe later, I got homework. She sounds a bit depressed. Hanako obviously does want to do more, but I suppose she would have a bit of schoolwork to catch up on. She's missed a few days of lessons. Homework. Thanks for reminding me. I've got a stack to do as well, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Hisao. Before I can say goodbye, Hanako has turned and begun walking towards the entrance of the female dormitory building. I look at the door she disappears through for a bit before going off towards my own dorms. Today was a tiring day. Ah, new act. Haven't seen one of those for a while. In other words, we are actually getting close to the end. I woke up, took my pills, had a nice shower, quickly slipped into my uniform, ate a taste of breakfast, grabbed my bag, and headed off, all as per usual daily routine. It was only after arriving in class that the normality of the day was thrown off. After taking my seat, I watched my classmates trickle into the room over the next hour until every empty seat was eventually taken, other than Hanako's. Shizune on the left. Alright. I can never get used to the idea that she just doesn't show up to class every now and again, and it feels all the more worrying now as well, given that Lily's left. As Mintao continues to drone on, I feel my gaze flickering every so often over to her seat, as if she might appear there any moment now. Nobody else seems to care at all about her absence, but they have little reason to. Hanako being absent from class, after all, is perfectly normal. Or at least it was. Her attendance hasn't been all that bad from what I've seen in my time, but it was apparently much more spotted beforehand. There is also an ominous time for her to be gone. It's the day before her birthday, and my suspicions are starting to rise after the breakdown she had in class when it was mentioned. An increasing amount of thoughts is taken up by now. I can help her, but in the end I feel like I can't do anything. The bell heralding the beginning of lunchtime rings out, shaking me out of my thoughts. A collection of sighs of relief that can be heard from the class, though Mattel looks quite put off. He dislikes being interrupted in the middle of his exciting lectures after all. Just when I was wondering what I should do on a lunch break, given that Hanako and Lily aren't here, the solution presents itself. Afternoon, Hichan. ... Afternoon, Misha, Shizune. You both look a bit bright as ever. Shichen wants to know if you'd like to have lunch with us today. Sure, it'll be good to have some company. The cafeteria hums with activity, much like my old school did. Yamaka is different now, though, in how strangely civilized the lunchtime rush is. What one would expect to be an unruly mob chomping at a bit to get to the serving area is rather a neat and organized line. There's a small amount of jostling, and people's heads are often craning around to check on what's happening up ahead, but it's pretty subdued. This is due no doubt to the very serious rules regarding such matters in this school. The same strict discipline is observed when students move in the halls or come to and from their dormitories in the school gates. While the reasons for it may be subtly off-putting, I've come to quite like the sense of order that's enforced in the school. I don't really like being told by Shizune and Misha to get their lunches, though I feel a little used as I take the seats on the table where they're sitting, plunking their food down in front of them. Sweet bread and strawberry milk for Misha, a bowl of ramen and juice for Misha. Damn it, Shizune. I heave a sigh of relief as I put it all down, and after the significant difficulty I had carrying it all in addition to my own lunch. Thank you. Misha claps her hands together before popping open the wrapper and digging into her bread ravenously. Shizune simply gives an appreciative nod before giving her steaming ramen a stir and boiling it on a little to cool down. I open my lunch, another packet of sweetbread, and I take a bite before washing it all down with some juice. The bread is very sweet, too much so that I end up forcing myself to stomach it just to get the experience over with. Midway through, I decide to take a break from the difficult task and ask what's on my mind. What? Midway through, I decide to take a break from difficult task and ask what's on my mind. Huh. Oh, okay. So I guess you two had a reason to drag me down here. You two seem to always have an ulterior motive after all. What are you feigning? We might have, well, you get the idea of that. Her mouth is full of sweetbread. As she speaks, it's a pretty unpleasant sight. Shizune looks a little grossed out before going back to eating her ramen. I wait until Misha swallows what she says in her mouth before speaking again. No, not buttering me up to make me work for you after school. Nope. Not trying to extract information from me that I might not want to give. Nah. Fine, you win. I guess you just wanted to eat lunch with someone as intelligent and handsome as me then. That's it, Hichan, you got it. Shizune looks unimpressed as damn it! Misha finishes signing our conversation and sucks in the last of the long noodle as she signs her own thoughts. Hichan says you shouldn't be so suspicious of us. She's just doing her duty as the class representative after all. Are you doing that? As much as I hate to admit it, it looks like as if she is still having trouble communicating with Shizune. It should be a simple matter of keeping her in contact and addressing Shizune instead of Misha in my speech, but when somebody else is doing the talking for her, it's a surprisingly difficult task. It's the class representative job to ensure everyone's doing all right in class, isn't it? Not really. Wait, how is it making me get your food, ensuring that I'll go well in class? Shizune huffs and adjusts her glasses disapprovingly. So this is the thanks we get for giving you companionship during lunch. That's a total dodge of the question. Wait, hang on. How did you know that I... Lily's away and Hanako is absent, and since those two are the only people you hang out with, you almost made it kind of obvious to see. Ouch. I may well have done so, but she didn't need to rub it in. Maybe this is payback for before. Right, well thanks, I appreciate it, and that isn't sarcasm. The two nod and we get back to finishing our meals. It feels a little embarrassing to be accompanied just because they noticed I was lonely, but it isn't as if they're strangers either. It isn't long before I finish the last of my bread and start on the last bit of my juice, and as I do so I find my mind wandering back to what I'd been thinking about before the two interrupted my train of thought. It feels like I'm the only one in class that so much as acknowledges Hanako not being there. It felt like this is the other times she skipped class, but now it's more acutely annoying. Does nobody care if she's happy or not? Have they just written off any possibility of helping to make her better? Even Mattel doesn't try to keep her in class, and I'm still not wholly convinced by his reasoning. Hey Chen, is your juice past its expiration date? What? You were pulling a face like this. As if it were needed. Misha mimics my own experience. Her exaggeration makes me grimace, though Shizune is a little less taken some amusement from it. I was just thinking about Hanako. Oh. Misha's interest is piqued, and so is Shizune, once my words are interpreted for her. Just wondering about her being absent so often, especially now, though what with her birthday coming around. The memories of that incident in class are still fresh in their minds. Their faces alone are telling that much. Do you know anything about Hanako? Anything that might help? Misha shrugs and looks to Shizune, who mulls over this for a while. The only people she's ever talked to for more than a sentence or two are you and Lily. She soon may not be able to convey Lily's name in a tone of speech, but I feel as if it comes through in her sign language. The effect is lost, however, after Misha's interpretation. There are a couple of things we know about Hanako as student council members, thanks to the records that pass through our hands, but we can't say anything about what's in them. Understandable. It sounds a lot like Dolores' patient confidentiality. Every time I find myself that knows something about Hanako's past, it turns out being a dead end. The only way I'll ever find out is by asking her. I don't know if she'll let me know such things, but if it's for her sake, I have to try. Don't worry about it, Hichan. It happens every year, after all. That doesn't remove my sense of worry at all. I feel a little at fault for what happened in class, but this feels like it goes further, even without the confirmation of that fact. Misha's notes my troubled expression, her own unusual happy and reassuring face drops. Everyone has their own problems to deal with, right, Hichan? Yeah, I guess I wish I could help Hanako more with hers. With that, the conversation trails off on a depressing note. Eventually, Misha manages to pick the mood back up with her usual bright and bubbly antics, but mine remains focused on Hanako. I'll go check on her later. Ah, boy. Alright, I'm gonna grab a drink quickly, so I'll be right back.